What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Balls, Sticks, and Fists. It's your favorite show without an intro. And we are live. It is Tuesday, October 8th, after a weekend of upsets. And, like we said, sometimes the slates that don't look as good kind of deliver in some certain spots. So here we are.
Yeah, it was I mean, some of the games you could kind of predict that it could be an upset, but Vandy was just
And it's not like Alabama didn't put up points.
yeah, I know that's the scary thing if you're an Alabama fan.
Yeah, and the defense kind of did get exposed in the Georgia end of the third, the fourth.
Yeah, I
Some
mean,
like you saw the soft spots in the defense, and you kind
yeah,
of
but we were saying that like going into Georgia week versus Wisconsin and stuff, they had like there was open throws, Wisconsin just couldn't connect.
yeah, and I think Bama's gonna drop one or two more. In my opinion,
I'd have to look at their schedule, but
and
I don't think they're gonna win at Tennessee
yeah,
if
and
their secondary's like that.
I'm kind of saying that off rip, even without looking at their schedule. I think they're gonna drop one or two more. Um, I mean, you kind of just look at some of the offenses that they got to go up against a
And
Tennessee team.
that's why Saban didn't pick them to win the SEC preseason.
Well, yeah, he told us right in our faces that
Yeah,
they're yeah, that their secondary was no bueno. Um, but yeah, let's get into this. Let's start off on Friday night. We had Syracuse at UNLV. Syracuse pulls it off 44-41. Pretty exciting game. I fell asleep, dude.
I fell asleep too.
I fell asleep in the fourth quarter, right before a fourth down conversion on Syracuse's game time drive in regulation. They went to like commercial break or whatever. And I literally shut my eyes and I never woke up. And I was like, no way, no way. They stood strong, right? They stood strong,
Yeah,
right? Check the score. They lost in overtime. I was like,
I heard there was a bad penalty.
yeah, there was. The one in overtime was they called I think it was roughing the
Roughing
passer.
the
They call.
passer. Yeah,
Yeah, they called it roughing the passer. But to be honest, it should have never gotten to overtime. I went back. I saw a clip. Fourth in, it was like 4th and 1. UNLV snuffed out the play. It was. I think the safety came down and he
they
didn't.
missed the tackle.
He didn't wrap.
Yeah,
And the running back just bounced right off him and ended up getting the first down conversion, which is
dude,
disappointing.
I'm seeing so many times in these games, even in NFL, that like they're not rapping and tackling at all, dude. They're just like trying to punch the ball.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Joey Porter on Sunday night literally was he was squared up with the guy, dude. He just like threw a right hook at the and then and then after the play he's like this. He probably like fucked up his wrist because he
Yeah,
probably just
I mean he hit him right in the shoulder pads.
yeah. I don't know what that was, but there's been some weird things going around all around.
Like when you're trailing a guy, that's when you punch. Like you don't
Yeah,
just like when he's coming at you, like duck out of the way and punch at the ball.
yeah.
He knows you're there.
Lots of gun celebrations. Which
Yeah, I
is
don't
really,
understand that.
I don't I saw a guy. It was like a FCS game. He went he went sword, and then as the receiver was walking, he went double pistols up to him. I'm like, what? And the ref's literally looking right at him, just throws the flag. It's like, what are we doing?
Like it's not even a cool celebration though. Like
I know, but it's ruined the first down celebration because now, like the first down celebration of that, now they're calling that guns. It's
I saw it on Sunday. That Darius Slayton.
yeah, it happened a couple times on Sunday. Um, yeah, but it started week 1, LSU versus USC.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like the first. He did it to the DB, and then like it's just been
It was a flag, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a flag, and then he was on the bench and he was telling everyone what he did, and he was. It's like, what are we doing? Um,
I can't believe that's like a rule. Like now, no brandishing a weapon.
well, I get like the wet, like the sword, but like
Like yeah,
the sword's fine, but like you can't be airing out the like. I don't think you could be doing that.
I mean that's just a little bit of excessive.
Yeah, and then was it Minnesota who he lifted up his he lifted up his shirt acting like he had a pistol in his waistband.
Well,
It's
that's what they're doing first. They're like lifting up their shirt, then they're shooting at them.
I don't know when this trend started. I think this is the first year of it. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Like you can barely even taunt. What makes you think you can shoot a gun at them?
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Unfortunate for my UNLV Red Rebels, but dude, when you think about UNLV, think about the schedule that they've played. This was like
Yeah, I know.
this was
Yeah,
their third Power Four opponent, I think. They opened up with oh my god, as a fan of the program,
uh,
um,
Houston,
Houston. Yeah, thank you, Houston. Then they played Kansas, and then
Kansas.
they played Syracuse.
Yeah, is that it? I feel like we're missing one.
Did they play? Did they play another one? Because they played
Fresno. Yeah,
Fresno
that is
State.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is
Because they
it.
played Fresno State, then they played
I
like
mean, Fresno's
University
not a
of.
bad team.
Yeah, and they wiped the floor with them. I mean,
I mean, the offense.
I'm still on the Red Rebels. Like, I, that's that's a good like that's not like that's a solid Syracuse team, and they, in my opinion, should have came out victorious.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you kind of like Syracuse just lost 2 weeks ago to Stanford. Like if they drop another one, they're basically done.
Yeah, and it's disappointing, as a Red Rebel, being ranked right there and then dropping your first game as ranked. But
Yeah, but
they
that
didn't.
does nothing to their. I think it's just going to come down to who wins that Boise State game, probably.
Yeah, and remind me, after we talk about these games, there's actually something I want to talk about the playoff, because I was totally wrong and I re-educated myself on the playoff, and I want to get into that a little bit because it totally changes how I'm a seed the 12 teams in my
All right,
prediction. Um, yeah, UNLV has Utah State this week. They're 18 and a half. I
and that's
will.
it.
Yeah, I love it.
Are they at home?
Away.
Okay.
But yeah, disappointing for the Red Rebels. But let's get into Missouri at Texas A&M. Texas A&M 41, Missouri 10. I mean, I kind of said it last week. I said you can't just turn it on. You can't just play a
Yeah.
team that's like up to caliber and just like snap your fingers and you're gonna play good. And Missouri hasn't showed anything all year that they're like a capable football team. And I don't know what it is. It's weird. They had that year last year,
Yeah.
and this year they're just a totally different
And it's not like
team.
they lost a lot on the defense last year, but it's really not like the defense. Like they
Yeah,
can't put up points.
the offense isn't putting up points, and I didn't get a chance to watch this game as it was a noon game. But and I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch it. But ten
I mean,
point,
I watched it like I mean, it was like 17-0 quick.
yeah.
But Missouri had some chances, like couple overthrown balls, and Luther Burden had like a 70-yard touchdown called back early.
Did Reed start for A&M?
No, like when I looked up, Waitman wasn't.
Okay. I know he was like a game time decision, so I wasn't sure if they were gonna go back to him or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he started, but like I was watching Penn State, then I looked down and he was in because I thought Reed was gonna start.
All right.
Yeah, he didn't throw a pass.
Who?
Reed,
He didn't throw a single pass.
no, and Wayman looked good.
Okay. Maybe he got tired of the people trolling him on Twitter. Hey, give me my shoes. Yeah, I mean Texas A&M. I wouldn't have surprised me if they sneak in the playoffs. I'm just saying it right
I
now.
know. I think they're one of the better teams in the SEC.
Yeah, and since this is just a recap episode and we're not like previewing anything, I actually we'll talk a little bit about well, I just said that, but we'll just talk a little bit more about the 12-team playoff in a little midweek,
And if you look at A&M's
mid-season.
schedule, dude, they go at Mississippi State, home against LSU, at South Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn, then Texas the last game.
Yeah, they could be 10-2.
I think they're going to make the SEC championship because that's only one loss in the SEC if they lose to Texas.
That's also valid. Um, I guess we'll see how the cookie crumbles over there. But big win for A&M. They're clicking. Elko's got the boys going now.
The defense has always been there. If they keep consistent offense, they'll be real good.
Yeah, that's why those week one games are tricky against like
Yeah,
those powerful because like it's really not who the better team like it's who's clicking right then and now week
yeah,
one
and they
because
they had like new coach, new faces on
yeah
offense. Like,
week one's just tricky because you go through spring ball, then you have like this summer workouts, but you're not practicing. Then like the guys are
yeah,
kind of just working out on their own with routes and stuff outside the weight room, and then you have fall camp, and then week one you have to play Notre Dame. Like obviously Notre Dame had to do it too, but like
yeah. And fall camp, it's not like the NFL camp where you know who's starting and you're kind of like preparing for the season. Like you're fighting for jobs.
yeah. Um, Yeah, good for A&M down there. West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Talk about an ass whooping. I saw this from a mile away. I couldn't believe that this was plus money. Show me my money. I mean,
I can't believe it was the way it was though.
yeah. What I mean, honestly, I'll be complete on. I was out to eat, so I didn't get a chance to like fully watch the game. But like,
West
it
Virginia just ran it down their throat.
and that was expected.
Yeah, but I was expecting Ollie Gordon to have a little bit of an impact since West Virginia's run defense
Yeah,
isn't
I
that
did see
good.
Garrett Green got a little banged up though.
Yeah,
Um,
he got tackled and landed right on his shoulder.
yeah, I saw.
He was out for a series,
Yeah,
but
I saw a number. Nico.
yeah, he had 7 carries for 50 yards.
Yeah.
Like even he was running the ball.
Yep. OK State's dead in the water. Week 6, they just never showed up, which is completely surprised because don't go back to episode 1 of season 3 this year because I did pick Oklahoma State to win the Big 12, and that was I couldn't have ever been wronger from anything. Like
I
I'm
mean,
so wrong.
it's insane though how they're like they can't run the ball at all. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't
He
really
he got hurt too.
Ollie.
Ollie Gordon got hurt at the end of the game, or like midway through the third, I think.
Well, he should just
It was his knee, like helmet straight on the knee.
uh,
I don't know how serious it is, but
yeah, he should definitely take a couple weeks or a season or the season off.
yeah,
So we talked about Alabama at Vandy. Uh, I'm I, Alabama has scored like I don't know 50 points a game to win in the SEC. I think
it's crazy. I mean, I didn't turn it on and really start watching it
till later
like
on. Yeah,
till later on the second or third quarter
yeah.
because I was like, okay, they're just gonna away with it now. But
Yeah, it was a game break. There was a game break on one of the other games I was watching, and I switched it over on the other TV. I was like, yeah, we're gonna
well, I
win.
saw they were down like 2 touchdowns right away, but I was like, I mean, it's probably just a hangover. They're gonna roll in the second
Yeah, it
half.
was right after the pick six. They
Yeah,
threw a pick six. That was a game. Yeah. Um, it's like the offense has to be almost perfect and score on almost every single possession.
yeah.
Because I
I
think
mean,
I'm actually gonna pull up the time. Do you have the time of possession up?
I do not.
Um, hold on one second, fellas.
I mean, every time I watched, it felt like Vandy had the ball.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vanderbilt like dominated the time of possession.
Yeah, 42 minutes to 17. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, and then they outgained them 418 to 394, outrushed
Yeah.
them 166 to 84. 12 for 18 on third downs.
And Vanderbilt was just like hitting explosives. Like
Yeah, I mean, dude, that guy, that quarterback, Pavia. I mean,
I remember him too from New Mexico State. I didn't know that he went there.
yeah, I mean, we kind of like glossed over, dude. I feel to Vanderbilt. I'm so sorry I disrespected you in our season preview. We didn't say a word about you.
No.
I think all we said was, "Is that scoreboard completed?" And the answer is no. There is still construction behind that scoreboard. And then we said Vandy's gonna be Vandy. But man, they're
Then
building something.
they beat your boys week 1.
Maybe who
Virginia Tech.
was I high on Virginia Tech this year? I don't think I was. I don't think I was.
Yeah, you were.
Dude, but honestly, who else did Vandy? Vandy had a bad loss against
Georgia
Missouri.
State.
Yeah, Georgia State and Mizzou are two games I think they should have ended up winning.
Well, Mizzou definitely. I don't know about Georgia State. I really didn't watch that game.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I'm saying like it's a game on the schedule that
Yeah.
they should have won. So I mean, seems like the quarterback's got some swag to him. I was listening to another show, and they were saying that he was a JUCO kid. But hey, what do I know? He was a JUCO kid, and then he went to
He
New
played
Mexico.
2 years at New Mexico
Yeah,
State.
then he went to New Mexico. Is it New Mexico or New Mexico State?
New Mexico State.
Yeah, he went there, and I'm pretty sure he was a walk on at first at New Mexico State.
I
I'm
know
pretty
he
sure.
started the second year. I don't think he started the first.
Yeah, but he wasn't a Scully kid at first. I don't think. Comes to Vandy and he's just. I
Well,
mean Vandy.
he's pretty little.
Yeah, I know, but he's pretty
Yeah,
electric
he's
though.
mobile. And yeah.
Vandy's kind of been fun to watch this year.
I mean, that's the first real game I really watched.
I mean, okay, all right. Vandy versus Virginia Tech was probably the last Vandy game I watched.
No,
Obviously,
I think you watched Missouri,
I don't think
the
I did.
overtime game.
I don't think I did.
No, I didn't really
Did
watch
I?
it. You
I
were
watched it.
texting me about it.
Hey, what do I know? Um, I'm actually gonna take a quick look at Vandy's schedule here. Sorry, guys, for so the
I mean,
three.
I still think they're only going to probably be like a 6-win team, right?
I'm gonna take a look at this Kentucky line, and if it's favorable in Kentucky, I might take Kentucky for a hangover game against Vandy.
Kentucky's minus 14.
Oh, dude, if it was like 8.5, I'm gonna stay away. I already have like 5 games like slated in my head. Obviously, this is just a recap, so you guys are gonna have to watch on Thursday for that, or tomorrow actually, not Thursday. But good for Vandy, man. All right, let's get into Tennessee at Arkansas. Arkansas 19, Tennessee 14. I mean, we didn't talk about it on the show last week. Last week we kind of were sleepwalking the slate.
Yeah. I
But
texted you after. I texted you
yeah,
that.
you called it. You said you could see Arkansas, giving Tennessee a game, and I said something about Arkansas couldn't ever beat A&M, and you expect them to beat Tennessee. But
I mean,
yeah,
it probably should have been by more points.
well, yeah, because in the first half they couldn't convert anything. I think in the first half they should have been up like at least like
Yeah, and
17
after I
nothing.
seen that, like, I was like, okay, they're going to probably lose.
Yeah,
Like, when you
because
blow opportunities like that.
Tennessee came out right off rip and put together a nice drive.
2 4th-and-1s they didn't get, right?
Yeah,
Like, in
it,
Tennessee
it was
territory.
2 4th and 1s and a missed field goal, and
Yeah.
the kicker kind of like it looked like he was pointing at his like hip flexor groin area, like either was like limping. I don't know if he came back in the game or if that's just like, oh man, I pulled that to the left, type of move there. So I mean, I don't know what did you see Did you see the comparisons of Milton and Nico? Because in one of Milton's starts, he ran out of bounds whenever they had the ball at the 21-yard line in the fourth quarter, and the score was like the exact same.
Yeah.
And it was like the last play of the game, and he did the same thing. He literally just ran out of
I
bounds.
don't understand why he didn't just chuck it up.
He was like looking for someone to be completely open to throw. It's like, dude, it's the last play of the game. They know you're going to the
Yeah.
end zone. Like, you got to at least give one of your receivers a chance. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, scrambling or like running out of bounds? Like, that's the
I think
last.
he like it was too late before he realized he already like was
Yeah,
too
no, I
high.
think I think like he like had a time in his head. Like, okay, if there's nothing, I'm just gonna like scamper out of bounds or something.
Yeah.
But it was way too long. I mean, there was only
Yeah, and
six
then he was
seconds
just
on
like,
the. I think there was only 6 seconds on the game clock whenever they snapped
if
it.
that, if that, there wasn't a lot.
Yeah, it's just I guess he's still a freshman or.
Yeah, and
Um,
I'm still not a believer in
no,
this
I'm not.
Texas team.
I'm also not a believer. And I really haven't been a believer because
Or I
what I
said
say,
Texas, didn't I?
yeah, you mean
Tennessee.
Tennessee, because damn, Panthers up on the Bruins big, but Tennessee and Ole Miss are kind of similar in a way. They have high power offenses. They beat the dog and they go fast. They beat the dog breaks off these bad teams
Yeah.
who can't match them in speed and size, and they put up a million points. But as soon as they play a big boy school or like a school with the same resources, who's not even like a great team, but like a good like a solid a good
Like
team.
you're not just gonna run past them and throw bombs.
Yeah. You're not gonna like play like backyard football against them. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to line up and execute. They get fraud
And that
checked every
and
single time.
that's why I was like, I don't understand the Tennessee hype. They do this every year.
Yeah, I know.
It's,
It's like I got to deal with it for the first 3 weeks of everyone hyping up Tennessee until they play somewhere. It's like, oh, I forgot they're still located in Knoxville. They
and,
still wear the orange and the white, and their fans are still the worst, and the fans will treat you terribly. They'll throw golf balls at you, and they'll do all these things. But when the lights shine the brightest, the Vols are nowhere near to be found. That's how they are, and that's why I mean,
I'm kind of pissed. I told Jr. like I think Arkansas was gonna win, and he took them, but I didn't take him.
what was the money line on that?
Well, he took the 14 and a half at first,
Uh,
then he ended up getting money line at like 360, but it was 480 to start.
Dude, you know what they call me on the streets? The money line sniper. That's what they've been calling me.
That's what they call me after the Miami win, dude.
Okay, that's a live. That was a live play. You didn't see like I get like that's a live play. That's a good call. I mean, dude, they used to call me the live. They used to call me the live money line sniper back in the day, but I stopped with the live plays once I realized that whenever I streamed the games, I was probably
Yeah,
30 to 45 seconds behind the live
yeah, and then
odds.
you gotta wait till commercial to check.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was this time I was like, they're driving. Why'd the odds just totally like?
Flip.
Oh, that's why dude just shanked a field goal 15 yards left. Uh, uh, but yeah, that has nothing to do with this. But yeah, I mean Tennessee, I at least see one more loss for them, if not two.
Uh, who do they play in?
So
I
they
know they
have
play Alabama at home.
so Alabama at home, then they go to Athens, and don't sleep on Vandy. They have to go to Vandy rivalry weekend.
Yeah, I don't see
They're,
that happening again.
they're saying the Commodores are are for real this year.
I don't know but like I'm taking Texas A&M every week now.
Dude, I have a couple teams. Like it doesn't matter what the slate is. I have a couple teams that I'm just riding, but you guys are gonna have to find out those teams on tomorrow. Um,
I'm sure they can guess.
I mean, dude.
We
All
only
right,
bet them like how many weeks in a row.
all right. Well, I have one, dude. How about Indiana? I mean, this is kind of off topic, but 4th and 5, and you're up by 10, and instead of kicking the field goal to go up 13, you go for it and you score and then you cover. I was like, oh my god! I was like, I need a touchdown here, and then what do you know? 4th and 5, they go for it on like the 30, and then I was like, let's go.
I mean, I guess it's a good call because 13 does nothing.
I know. Line was 13.5 too. Whew.
Yeah.
Great. Signetti be smoking it up in Bloomington. He'd be smoking all the cigs. Um, all right. All right, let's talk about Miami 39 at Cal 38. I mean, dude, I've told you. All right, guys, let's go back to memory lane here. ACC football preview. Go back to it. I forget the episode number. I said
One, probably.
one of the teams to watch were the Cal Golden Bears. I mean, they're a lot. I mean, they're a solid squad. I mean, last week they should beat Florida State, which isn't saying much. Okay,
Yeah,
let me take
yeah.
back. Okay, the point being is this should be their first loss. This is my like I didn't give like I thought. To be honest, I thought Miami was kind of just gonna. I thought Cal's. I don't know. I thought Cal's something was gonna get exposed, but they come out guns a blazing like
Yeah.
shoop. And like Cam Ward, I mean, if you watched him last year at Washington State, like he can be electric, or he can like literally like
Dude, that pick
put the.
six was awful.
You talking about? Is that the one where he rolled all the way to the sideline and threw it to the
Threw it
other
to the
hash?
middle.
Yeah, like he literally threw it to the other hash, and that's like a. That's probably. That's like a 43-yard throw, I think, from sideline
Yeah.
to other hash or something like, or 35. It doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't matter about the logistics. Sideline to sideline is 53.5 yards, I think.
Yeah, I mean, just throwing it to the middle of the field is a no-no.
Yeah, anytime. Like throwing across your body is literally like the cardinal sin of all the
Yeah.
cardinal sins. Putting the ball in harm's way like that is the cardinal sin of cardinal sins. They say the ball is the program. You protect the ball. Like when you make throws like that, bad things happen.
Yeah.
You don't
I
give
don't know
your
what he was doing, but he made up for it.
yeah, and this Miami team, I am not sold.
Yeah, but those are two Miami losses that they usually lose that they won.
Yeah, which means those losses are coming back in blood.
I don't even know their schedule. Like, do they even play Clemson?
Dude,
I don't think.
they had the biggest cakewalk of a schedule I've ever seen. They got
Louisville will give them a game.
I'm out on the Redbirds. I like riding I like riding Louisville early in the season, and then the wheels kind of fall off.
Yeah, but they're at home, I feel like.
They're at home
Miami
against
has a
SMU.
bye, though.
All right, so they have at Louisville, they have Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse.
They'll lose to Syracuse.
Their biggest test is going to be in the ACC championship game against Pitt, but
Yeah, maybe if Clemson didn't exist.
yeah, but guess what? Clemson's going to have to go to Pitt, and they're going to have to play the Panthers in November.
I can't wait to hammer Clemson.
See, look, that's when the knife crosses the road, or the whatever because
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
it's whenever something crosses the road, I forget, or whenever the roads. It doesn't matter what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is Clemson's been a wagon this year. Like, I love it. I can't believe I'm getting them at -20 this week at Wake Forest, a team that
I know. Yeah.
totally
No
dominated.
picks. No picks.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, I can't believe, like, a game that they've dominated. Like, Wake Forest is their little bitch, bro.
Like, that was a scary cover, though.
Dude, I might go to Wake Forest this weekend just to see Clemson smack the fuck out of Wake Forest live. Just kidding. I will not be doing that because it's way too good of. If it was like last week's slate, I would most definitely go to Wake, and I'd most definitely go see Clemson go smack around the Deacons.
You can tell that he's on a mission, though, Sweeney.
Dude, it's a totally different team. They look totally different. Remember, they have Lincoln Riley's little brother, Garrett Riley, as
from
OC.
TCU.
Yep. And last year, it looked like they didn't give him full reign. This year, it looks like they're kind of giving him full reign to do stuff, and they're letting Cade throw the ball. They're
Yeah, he
letting.
looks good.
I mean,
He's running all over the place too.
yeah, dude, it's like every single time I look over at the screen with Clemson, they're in the end zone, and
Yeah.
it's usually explosive. Like
Yeah, like they've all been explosive.
I really haven't seen Estime or not Est.
Film off. He looks like Estime though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I haven't seen Moffa like break unless I'm being a total casual here, but has Moffa like
He broke one at the end of the game.
yeah, but um,
Yeah, but like it's been mostly Klubnik.
yeah, I know. It's actually like, and I'm the biggest Clemson hater out there, but there's
Yeah,
only
you
one
are.
thing I care about. In
Dabo
this,
told you to buy stock.
there's only one thing I care about, and that's making money. And Clemson's been making me money this year, and I'll put the hatred aside for Dabo and his little let's rank Ohio State number 13 or 12 or whatever um, aside. I'll put all that. We've been using name him. I'll put all the corny comments behind like not use. I get look. A show I was listening to was like, don't be surprised if Dabo comes out here and wins doing it his way. Like, dude, imagine if Dabo goes out there and wins the national championship without one single
Using the
transfer,
portal.
without one just all homegrown talent.
I mean, if you get the recruits, I mean, you can do it. But it's just a lot harder to
It
regroup
just
every
takes
year.
and it takes time.
Yeah,
It's like rare, like your recruits are going to be playing as true freshmen.
yeah. I
Everyone has
mean, there's a
redshirt
big
freshmen.
difference.
It's
There's
like
a big difference between an 18-year-old and a
yeah,
24-year-old now.
it's like redshirt sophomores is kind of probably where they're like peaking physically, like where they put on the weight and stuff,
Yeah,
and getting used to the speed of the game in college is just totally different. That's like a
yeah. That's the biggest difference. Because a lot of the guys are, I mean, they're talented enough to play.
it just,
They're not ready yet.
there's just adjustments. There's adjustments to running a college offense versus a high school offense. There's
Yeah,
adjustments to the defensive calls, the defensive schemes.
you went from like the most athletic kid on the field every night to just a regular guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's you know 60 guys on the roster who are just as talented. Obviously
Yeah,
85 scholarship players,
yeah, yeah,
which is interesting now. I know we're kind of off topic here, but it's kind of interesting now that the scholarship limits are taken out.
yeah. And they just did you see the transfer rule?
Mm-mm.
Instead of the 45-day period, it's a 30-day period now.
Of
Like during the winter, I'm
during the
pretty
winter.
sure. Yeah.
Dude, that the winter one. So like, it's like that time they need to just like scrap that one. I think it's such a
It says preserve spring transfer window.
because the winter transfer portal is so weird because you have your bowl games, so you have people in your on your current team while you're trying to chase a natty entering the
I don't I
portal.
don't I don't think you should be able to do that.
Yeah, that's why they should totally scrap the like that
Yeah.
or move the date. But it's like, but then the semester's starting right there in the middle of January. But it's like,
Yeah.
so if you kind of want to be at your new squad in spring ball, so it's just like a weird. It's like a weird. And let's talk about this. This is the one thing I hate.
Or you just make it if you want to stop all the bullshit, just make them sit out a year. Nobody's going to transfer like that.
The one thing I hate, man. And like it's like all right, the portal has its positives, but goddamn, does it have its negatives, dude? This red shirting in the middle of the season, horse shit, and just like this gotta be one of the worst things to ever happen in college football.
Yeah, I'd be wrong to say they should just scrap that. Like you have to be injured or like a
Yeah,
freshman to get red shirt or like not playing, you know?
yeah.
But
It's like because it's like it's usually like, so you arrive on campus or whatever, and then like the first depth chart comes like and then like the group of freshmen, they usually know like who they're redshirting, and all
Yeah.
that's like communicated. Like now you just got kids like come like who are like juniors or sophomores who haven't used their redshirt year yet, and they're just redshirting themselves.
Yeah, like
You had Shane Beamer say so. Kamara, who's a Pitt transfer to South Carolina linebacker, he's the most recent to do it like yesterday, and like Shane Beamer at his press conference was like, yeah, Kamara like came in my office and told me he's redshirt, and I told him I don't think that's really how this works. Like, so, like that's it's really not how the whole redshirt thing is like supposed
you
to happen.
designate a red shirt to begin the year, and if somebody gets hurt, whatever you have to play, then you play. But other than, you know what I mean?
Uh,
Other than
did
an injury,
did
like
you
if you
hear
tear your ACL week 1 or something.
did you hear Lincoln's suggestion on what he thinks?
No.
He said just take the red shirt completely out and just give guys 5 years. Like just give them like 5 years of eligibility, and that's your time. You have 5 years, no red shirt, because you have these. So most of these guys who are like have been doing it, like none of them have besides the guy from UNLV. They haven't been like full time starters. Um, it's been because of like playing time and such, but like Lincoln's guy, he's at two now. One was in the
Bear
secondary.
Alexander.
One was yeah, and then whatever. But he's like, yeah, some of these guys are like big contributors on like special teams, and we're having to like kind of
Well,
like
he
fill.
he also was like one of their like better D linemen, I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
yeah, well him, but then they had another guy in the secondary who was
And you could see that on Saturday. I mean, they couldn't stop Minnesota from running the ball.
yeah, which gives wait tomorrow tomorrow I'm heavy on a certain team going out west. Um, yeah, but the it needs something to change. I don't know if that's. I kind of like Lincoln's idea. Just get rid of the red shirt completely. Just give guys 5 years.
Yeah, or you just I mean, what about grad transfers then? You just get 5 years.
See, look, that's something I didn't think about.
But
But
that's technically your 5th year anyways.
yeah, that is your 5th year. Um,
But can you redshirt, graduate, then grad transfer? Like, so you get 6, technically.
like red shirt, your
Redshirt your freshman year, then you graduate after, that'd be 4 years. Or that would be
well,
5,
that
because
would
you
be
don't
5.
play, yeah.
You would have to
And
get a.
then that'd be 6.
So if you can have a medical red shirt on top of your red shirt,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't think you can red shirt. It'd have to
No,
be.
I'm saying grad transfer.
Yeah.
Like you redshirt your freshman year, then you play till your like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
senior year.
yeah. Then you grad. Yeah, yeah. I think that's all fair in game, isn't?
Yeah,
I think.
I
I could
think
be
so. I
wrong.
don't know. Guys get so many years now. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'd have to follow up with the NCAA compliance, but I don't really think they know what the hell is going on
No,
nowadays.
I mean, if you really want to eliminate all the bullshit, just make them sign contracts.
That's where we got to go. We got to go to the con. I think that's where. But then it's like whenever you sign
I mean, kids
contracts,
could get screwed and shit. That's why they don't want to do it.
it's just such a gray area because technically pay for play is illegal, but it's like supposed to be like bundled into this NIL. But
The
they're
NIL was just like, if I'm like Bryce Young in college and I'm gonna win the Heisman this year, I can go make money off my name.
yeah, like
It wasn't supposed to be, I'll pay you to come here.
yeah, it's the whole NIL thing totally got lost in the sauce here because it's like name, image, likeness is so I can use my name and my
And build a
image
brand,
and
yeah.
my likeliness to go benefit off that. But now it's totally not that, and it's turned to teams and collectives and boosters and donors. They're like, I'll give you $500,000 a year, and I'm gonna bundle it in the NIL package, and you're gonna come do this one-off commercial. So we clean our money. It's basically like the collectives are cleaning their money, and the schools are cleaning their money because they're paying for play, but they're cleaning it with NIL.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But then, like, I mean, you're starting to see it already. They're making like false promises, or they're hearing wrong shit, and they're
Yeah,
getting
but
screwed.
like, and that's why like there's like a lot of these some of these kids are like being surrounded by like bad agents, and because
Yeah, but
so
I
so
don't
they have.
think they realize there's not like that much money to go around. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
know. Yeah, they have all these people in their ear because they're hearing all these numbers like, oh, this guy got one. But in reality, I think a lot of these numbers are inflated, but we don't really know what these kids are being paid because it's
Yeah,
all a like we don't really know how much they're getting paid in the grand scheme of things because
I
it's
I don't think they really know until they get paid.
yeah, I know. Well, I think the good I don't like the only way a collective with contracts is if they like are like, all right, these are the deals we have lined up for you, like these like name, image, likeliness deals, and they're gonna pay you this, that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll
But
screw them. It'll stop them from getting screwed unless they, do something
yeah,
funky with
so
the
like say
contract. But
say I go donate to a collective, like I donate to Pitt's Collective. Have I done that yet? I don't know, but let's just say I do it. I
I
donate to
hope
Pitt.
not.
I donate to Pitt's Collective. I make sure they keep Holstein in Oakland. Where's like the collective? Like where's like because is the collective money just getting distributed throughout the because technically isn't that like pay
Yeah,
to isn't that like pay to play if they're getting money
yeah,
like because the collective isn't like the collectives are bringing in other brands like partners to give like their athletes and stuff their deals, but like the people who are donating money to the collective, like, are you just like,
yeah. I don't
where's that money
understand.
go?
Like Penn State on Thursday or Friday before the game, they're having like after their practice in SoFi, it's like a dinner for like NIL or whatever, a
Mm-hmm.
luncheon, and it's like $300 a person.
I
You get
know,
you like eat and then tour the stadium. It's from 10 to 12.
I know, I know. With Pitts Collective, they're doing some stuff. Like there's different tiers of like monthly memberships and stuff, and like you can like you can tour the Pete if you like because it's like dude I toured the Pete for free. I went to school there for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah,
That the Pete's like the student union at Pitt with like the unofficial student union just because they have like food in the gyms there and so like I've been in the
yeah.
Pete. They have like game day experience. So listen to this. So Pitt they have these like three experiences. You can like you can act like a recruit for a day. So you do you pay and then you act like a recruit. They like give you like the recruit like service like you like. I'm
So
like
you get to go look at the library.
I'm like so you're imagine you being like 42 years old and like
You're putting on the gear.
you're like going you're having like the game day like the pre like the recruit meal like you're walking
Yeah,
on the and then there's just a bunch of like 18 17 year olds like next to you and you're like 42 because you paid $300 to be a recruit for the day.
that
And
is
then
so weird.
they have a couple other ones too. They have like the VIP like where you get to watch like the first like series like on the sideline or some shit. Did I think about purchasing one or two of these things? I don't know.
You would have tore the Pete.
Yeah, I want to become a Prime member and be able to
They
tour the
might
Pete.
think you're like an actual player.
That'd
They'll
be
be like,
funny.
"Oh, he's our new kicker."
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, we kind of went off the beaten path there, but
Yeah.
SMU 34 at Louisville 27. SMU kind of really they're clicking. They're clicking. And like I said preseason, go back to the ACC thing. I said SMU's
Uh,
offense.
if you do that, you got to go to after week 1, week 0 or whatever. Actually,
Okay, all right. I'll come clean. All right. So preseason, I was really high on SMU, but after watching them against Nevada, after watching them against like BYU, I took everything back that I said preseason about them. But recently, I decided I resaid everything that I said about them preseason. Um, they, I didn't like early on in the season they were doing this two quarterback system, and I'll always be against this two quarterback system because
Yeah, it doesn't
game
work.
of football is about getting in a rhythm, getting clicking, and a two quarterback system, you're just not doing that because you're coming out for a series or two, then you got to go back in there. It's like weird. You're off the field too long, then you're trying to go back on the field. It's just a weird system. They're going with Jennings, um, which Jennings is electric, and they're putting up points. They're playing well. I was kind of worried whenever I saw Louisville climb back because I know SMU's defense can kind of be a liability, and Louisville's got that quick hitter type of offense. But
Yeah.
SMU's back at it. I think they're a player in the ACC. Um,
Yeah,
they're
they definitely are. Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I know Pitt plays them. Pitt kind of has a tough stretch, and ACC play coming up. Cal, SMU, Louisville, Syracuse,
It's kind of crazy that
Clemson.
the ACC is better than the big. Like I would have never expected that coming in.
All right, that's actually a good transition. Let's get into this. So about the 12-team playoff, I was totally wrong, and I misspoke, and I said that the Power Four conference champions get the first four.
I
That
thought
is
they do.
no, that's
They
wrong.
don't.
It's the four highest
Yeah,
ranked.
yeah, yeah,
It's the four highest ranked conference champions.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
like the group of five can be in there.
yeah. So the group of five can be one of those top four,
Yeah, yeah.
which I just automatically thought like the four
But
was for the Power Four.
yeah, but that's basically what it was made for to keep. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but say the Big 12 keeps beating the shit out of themselves, and like their best team is
Say West Virginia wins and they have one more loss, they'll put a three-loss West Virginia team over like a one-loss at UNLV.
at number four.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough for me to like even come with a counter argument that I want to come with. Um,
I
just
mean,
off,
they'll just favor the schedule.
yeah, but all right, when you see, look, UNLV got put on the Padres game. Um, electric series, by the way, guys. If but UNLV, they're going in the right direction. I'm not saying it's going to be, but they're playing their cards really smart. Think about how they've done their schedule. They've done their schedule by scheduling all their out of conference games besides one, which was like Las Vegas State in a school that I don't think is a real school. It's like a Votech school. I've literally never. It was like Las Vegas State University. I was like, dude, is this even a real school? I never see the game. I don't even know if they like. I don't even know if the other team showed up. I don't even know if it's a real school. It might be an online like school. I could go attend Las Vegas State University right now online. I think. But besides that game, all Power Four opponents, and what they did was they declined the Pac-12's offer because the Pac-12 is still going to be a group of five. It's going to be a group of five school conference. It's not going to be a part of the power conferences.
Yeah.
And the reason they declined that is it made the Mountain West pay them more money, but it also gave them the flexibility where they can still leave the Mountain West when the Big 12 comes calling, and then they'll be able to join a Power Four, and that's their grand scheme. Is they're holding out for whenever one of those Power Fours come calling, which they'll come calling on UNLV. Um, and
Yeah,
they
I
just
feel like that'd be Big 12, right?
yeah, and they just got 25 million guaranteed for next year from the Mountain West. And it's not even a long term commitment to the Mountain West.
Wait, so the Pac-12 is just Washington State, Oregon State. They play, and that's who is the conference champion.
What, like this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing that. But next year, yeah, how would they do that? Like, what if like, yeah, because all right, it doesn't
I
matter.
mean, either way, it's the highest rated group of five, and neither of those two would be.
Yeah, but when you
Well,
think when you think
I don't
about it,
know.
I don't know, dude. Washington State's kind of been playing solid, no?
They got ran by Boise.
Okay, never mind. I casual ass take. Um,
Somehow they beat Washington at Washington, though.
yeah, I know. And then whenever I watched them against Texas Tech, they were like putting up a million points.
And they went like versus San Jose State. That defense was literally awful. They were lucky to win.
Yeah, but what was I getting on? Oh, so the Pac-12 is literally next year, even though they're adding all these teams or whenever it is. It's literally just the Mountain West rebranded as the Pac-12.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like, oh, the Pac-12's coming back. Okay, it's literally the Mountain West. You can watch that this year. It's
yeah.
not like this. It's not this big anomaly. Like it's literally the Mountain West rebranded as the Pac-12. Besides, like two teams from the Mountain West, like UNLV and I forget what other team. Like other
Is
teams.
Boise gonna stay there?
No, Boise State's gonna. Boise's Pac-12.
Yeah, they're gonna stay in the Mountain West, technically. Like,
Okay. I was like, well, yeah, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, this 12. Oh, okay. Also, I hope this 12-team playoff isn't like. I hope they really put the 12 best teams in.
yeah. Like,
Like, I
if
don't
they
want it.
just put all the highest rated SEC teams, I'm gonna be pissed.
Like, I don't want this to be like, oh, this is like a big ass brand school, and they were supposed to be good this year, and oh, well, they're 9-3, but they've showed us that like sometimes they can be really good, but they've also dropped 3 teams. And hypothetically, if you put these teams on a neutral site field, who would be
Would
favored
be
in
the
Vegas?
favorite. That yeah, that's bullshit.
It's like I don't give a fuck in this hypothetical Vegas world. What are we doing now?
Yeah,
Like what are we doing now? Who's the best 12? I want to see the best 12 teams. I don't want to see this best hypothetical world, but that's what we're gonna see because the playoff has to deal with ESPN. ESPN has to deal with the SEC, and the ESPN dick rides the fuck out of the SEC, and it's fucking sucks. Like college football, like I hate like this dick ride world that we live in college football.
yeah. Well,
It's
okay,
like,
we'll do this. Pick your best 12 teams right now.
all right, let me pull up. But like, it's like I'm sick of this shit of
Dude,
it
I
because
like not gonna lie. Once Vandy beat them, I thought they were gonna try and like sneak them into like 25 or something.
But it's like crazy. It's like, oh, the SEC this, SEC that. I don't give a fuck. What has the SEC put on the field this week? I just saw fucking Tennessee put up 14 points against Arkansas. I just
Like
saw. I
I
saw.
don't like doing the well. He beat them and like look
Yeah,
what they did to them. But like Oklahoma State beat the like put up 40 points against Arkansas.
yeah. I know. That's what like I'm like. It's like, all right. My best 12 teams right now. It's it's tough because we're only 6 weeks in. But give
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
Ohio State. All right, I'm gonna start. All right, this is how I'm gonna see. I'm gonna seed them. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 1-1-1-1 from each conference first.
Yeah.
All right, Ohio State 1, Texas 2, um, Miami 3, and then who am I missing? I'm missing my. I mean, see, look, like technically, it's like
BYU.
technically speaking, it's BYU right now. 4. All right, and then I'm gonna go to 5. I'm gonna go.
UNLV.
No, I'm gonna go Oregon.
Oh, you're
5.
not gonna put the group
No,
of five in
no,
there
I'm
yet.
gonna put no, because I'm gonna put the group of 5 at 12.
Yeah.
Uh, 6. Give me Penn State. Like, and then this is like the gray area. Like, who's truly
Like I
who's?
think Clemson
Yeah, I would
and
put
then Texas
Clemson.
A&M.
I would put Clemson 7 right now. 8. I mean, dude, like 8. All right, let's go. Who'd you say? You said A and
I would
M.
put Texas A&M there.
8, 9. I would put what? Iowa State.
Yeah, unless you did you put Bama in there already?
I haven't put Bama in.
Are you just doing based off record or like what you've seen?
I want to do it off what I've seen, but it's tough on what I've seen versus like
Yeah,
because if
yeah.
I
Like I put Bama in there, or like towards
yeah
the top.
Yeah, but it's like I would put Pitt as the top 12 team in the country right now.
Yeah, like I wouldn't include Ole Miss in there.
It's just there's a lot of football to be played, but like I want the committee to get it right when we expand to 12. But I'm afraid that this 12 team playoff is just going to turn into an SEC dick ride like it does every single year. Because if you follow the money, where is the who is ESPN giving their money to? They're giving it to the SEC. Who is ESPN giving their money to also? To host the college football playoff on their networks. Oh, they're giving it to the college football playoff. That's like a
So like,
duality of interests right there.
say Miami wins out, so they're in the ACC championship game,
Yeah.
and Clemson wins out too, which means they beat Pitt, and say that that's Pitt's only loss.
Yeah,
Do
if
you think
Pitt's
they're gonna get
11,
in?
no, because
Like, I
Pitt,
don't know if they get in.
no, I don't think they're gonna like. That's look, we're gonna see a 9-3 SEC team get in over 11-1 Pitt team in that situation, guaranteed, because like Pitt's getting like no respect. Like I haven't heard anyone talk about Pitt yet. Besides I literally just heard Coach JB talk about him today,
Yeah,
and it's because like Holstein's putting up numbers. He put up like 430 total yards. Desmond Reed is second in the country in oh fuck and all-purpose yards. He had like 100 and something receiving yards and 80 rushing yards this last week
yeah, he
against.
had 11 catches for 150, I think.
Yeah, it's like he's an electric factory, but like
I mean, that game should have been a lot more than what it was. I
yeah,
mean, that pick six was kind of brutal, but
and Holstein was due for a pick six because he should have thrown like five of those this year. It's on those outbreaking routes. He's so late on it, and the ball just
yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like long throws, and you can't be late. You never want to be late outside, and you never want to be late over the middle.
yeah.
um, like Indiana, dude. If you look at Indiana's schedule, if they beat Nebraska, it might like they could be 11-1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Washington's still solid.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how they lost to Washington State, but so
They went for it. They
Nebraska,
went for it on fourth and like goal and got stuffed.
yeah, and they did a sprint option. Uh,
Yeah,
so Nebraska, Washington, Michigan State, I'll give that to them. Then they play at home against Michigan. And then Ohio, like, if they lose, I don't know how's it gonna work if I don't know the tiebreakers. But like, Penn State should only have one loss, and that would be to Ohio State. If Indiana only has one loss too, who do they put in?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't. I remember how the tiebreakers worked last year with
The
the con.
strength of the
Yeah,
opposite of your opponents, right?
yeah. It was like the strength of your. Yeah,
The record of your opponents, your conference opponents' record,
yeah.
whatever.
But it's like interesting because I want to see the best 12 teams. I don't want to see six fucking SEC teams, four Big Ten
Yeah,
teams, and like one Group of Five team, and then one like I don't want it, and then one ACC team.
like you asked me if I think Penn State's one of the. What did you say? The top five?
Top four.
Yeah, I mean, tell me why they can't play with Tennessee or Ole Miss or Alabama.
I just wanted to see Penn State not stall out on drives.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. But like, I think they do fine against all those teams.
I know. I think. Well, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say now. I'll have to wait until tomorrow to say what I'm gonna say. But it's just. Did you see? I know we kind of. Did you see? ESPN is or it's yeah ES or some or the Big Ten and the SEC are in talks of like a alliance where they're gonna schedule like out of conference games strictly with just themselves, and then they're looking for automatic bids to the playoff.
Yeah, I
Like
seen
have
stuff like
like
that. Yeah,
four each or something like that.
yeah, that kind of be stupid.
it's just I don't know where college football's going, and it's just sucks. And then you
Like we
had
finally have a playoff. Just put the top 12 teams in.
yeah, I just don't know if the top 12, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. It's just I'm starting to see this SEC bias in the ESPN. It's like you wouldn't know that Vanderbilt just beat Alabama. Like where is it?
Yeah.
Where
If that
where?
dude, if that was Penn State, say they beat Ohio State, then they lose to like I don't know who's like the
Just say like
equivalent.
Rutgers or something.
Like yeah, Rutgers. How far do you think they drop? They probably definitely drop out of the top 10.
Yeah, it's. I don't know how you just dropped 6 spots after losing to
Like
Vandy.
that wasn't like a fluke loss. Like Alabama had plenty of chances to come back and win that game.
Yeah, no, Vandy dominated the game. We talked about 41-17 on or whatever it was on time of possession.
Yeah.
Whatever. I want to see the top 12 teams. That's what I want to see. All right, let's get into some gambling from last weekend. Oh man, did I have a career day?
Yeah, you did.
Man, oh man, did I have a career day? Let's go through it real quick. SMU money line at Louisville. Reason why I like this game was Louisville was coming off an emotional game against Notre Dame, and it was a spot where SMU was coming into one of their bigger conference opponents, and SMU was clicking, and I watched Louisville at Notre Dame not click, and I watched them be all emotional, and it was an emotional win. Oh, what's that sound? You hear that?
Oh, is that me fucking around with my mic?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was,
But it didn't have any like. I didn't think the sound was coming through.
um, and I just like that. And like I said, I've been high on SMU. Pitt -3 at UNC. I thought this line was way too low,
Yeah,
but
I'm pissed I didn't take it because I kind of got scared from it.
but at first I was like, oh man, this is definitely a game Pitt's gonna drop. Like Pitt couldn't get a stop, and it looked like they were about to go up like 14 or. It looked like they marched down their first drive, had to settle for 3, and then they threw a pick six. And I was like, man, this game should be like 14-0 right now. And it
Yeah,
just looked like it was going to be one of those games where they let UNC hang around and win, but didn't happen. Indiana -13.5 at Northwestern. I mean, we talked about it earlier in the show. I'm a ride IU for a minute, I think.
yeah, you did.
Um, Good cover, 4th and 5 touchdown with like 2 minutes left. Like you can't write a better ending to that. WU money line at OK State. I'm surprised I got this at plus money.
Yeah,
I don't know what the books saw in OK State. I thought this was pretty easy. Clemson -13.5 at FSU. Also one of my dogs that I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off. UNLV -6 versus Syracuse. I lost this one. This was my only loss of the week, and it happened on Friday, so it was all good.
yeah. Maybe you should just stop with the Friday games.
Well, we have a game on right now. Liberty's playing football right now.
Yeah, I know. I seen that.
Um, yeah, but we got like 3 games on Thursday, 3 on Friday. UNLV plays on Friday this week against against Utah State. Which
Is it Michigan? No, that was this week.
Arizona State -3 against Kansas. This one I have with asterisks next to it because I wasn't sure if I was going to bet it, but I ended up betting it, and it was just. I mean, I thought I was dead in the water, to be honest. But
Kansas is just they just
classic,
find ways to lose games
classic
lately.
Kansas, man. Up late, choke late. It's great. Florida money line. I added thanks to you that you put it on my radar that this was plus money. I don't think this UCF squad is good at all, and it brings me to question. It brings me to question. It really brings me to question this. Kansas State is -4.5 against Colorado next week. Who do you think won the bye week?
Kansas State.
And what's Colorado coming off of?
Who do they beat last?
UCF.
Oh, UCF.
And what have we learned about this UCF squad?
They fucking suck. And Kansas State can really run the ball.
Seems interesting. Just a little tidbit for you guys. I mean, you're gonna have to find out more tomorrow. But so that brings me to 7-1 on the weekend. I went from 22-12 to 29-13.
Jesus Christ.
And guys, these are. I'm giving you guys some dogs here. If you guys notice a trend, I have not taken one plus money, plus points. Like, whenever I take a dog, I'm taking them straight up on the money line. I have yet to take the points with that money line. I am taking dogs, and when I take a dog and I hear it barking, I'm taking it outright all the time. Because when the dogs bark the loudest, they come out the hardest, or something like that. But yeah, that's actually been interesting. I literally was just thinking about it. I was like, because I see you took Rutgers like +7 and all that, and
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
thinking to myself,
Yeah, you,
I
you always just take straight up money line.
and I just find these money line spots that I like, and I'm gonna take them because it's like if I'm taking a dog to be in a close game, I'm gonna take the risk on the
With the juice.
yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. All right,
Yeah,
Sam.
no.
So you were 21-15 before the weekend. Now you're 25-18-1. I
Isn't
think
that
it's
crazy? It was your first push.
yeah. I know. I because I highlighted it in yellow. I was like, damn, that's the first push of the year coming in week 6.
Yeah, Penn State minus 27.5. They just couldn't get anything going in the first quarter, which
Bro,
really killed it.
you've lost so much on Penn State on these big lines that they usually that they covered all last year.
I know, would they win like 12 out of whatever last year? Like the only ones they didn't cover was the losses. Texas A&M minus 2. That was easy. Georgia minus 24. They had literally every chance in the world to cover this. I don't know what's wrong down there in Georgia.
I think we
Uh,
saw that last year too.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, Georgia, another player arrested.
Yeah, I saw that. Clemson minus 13.5. I'm going to keep riding this team. Uh, USC minus 8. They were up 7 driving. If they would have just scored, they would have put the game away. Miller Moss threw it like a ball, got tipped up in the air and picked.
Bro, can we talk about? Hold on. Actually, go through your things. We'll talk about that.
Then West Virginia plus 4 and Florida money line, and then pushed Rutgers. Rutgers, I mean, that was a hell of a push because they could not score.
You're lucky you got 7.
I know.
They got 7 on the board, and you got like that's crazy.
Dude, I was hoping they would go for 2. Because, like, go for 2, score 6, you win next time.
That's weird. Vegas didn't add the hook of the .5, or else you would
Yeah,
have
I know.
won.
And thank God I took it kind of early because it dropped to 6.5.
Oh. So let's talk about PJ Fleck for a second. What was he doing going for it on 4th and goal with 20 seconds left when you only need a field goal to win the game?
Yeah, that was ballsy because I don't, if I recall, they said he was down at first too. Like he
Yeah,
didn't get
like
it.
it had to go to review for it to
Yeah,
get
like it
over.
wasn't like, I don't know. I really wish USC would have won that game though. Because Penn State was at 3.5. Now it's at 5.5
Yeah.
before that game.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I think. Well, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to have to
Yeah, I
find
know,
out
but
too.
also since I'm going, it's gonna be like it would have been better if they would have won.
Oh yeah, for the yeah. I mean, actually, let's talk about this. So we talked about PJ Fleck rowing the boat. All right, cool. He got his big row the boat victory, and now they're gonna go off and be like whatever 6-6 or whatever that they do down there in
I mean, they're gonna
Minnesota.
win this week too. UCLA.
All right, well that's not the point.
Maybe they're not as bad as we thought. Nah, they're pretty bad.
Lincoln Riley, dude. What's your thoughts on Big Link down there in SoCal?
I don't know. I mean, I thought he was headed in the right direction, but that Minnesota loss really puts me back on them.
I think this is a perfect spot for Penn State. Just because I think SC is going to be a little banged up because they've played like back to back to back like physical ass games.
Yeah, like all those
Between
teams did was run.
Michigan, Wisconsin,
Minnesota.
Minnesota, you know.
But like this is a perfect upset spot for him too.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it. All right, I'll just say it real quick. I think the game goes almost a lot along the lines of the WVU Penn State game.
Like kind of close and then just score.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
IMO though, but hey, what do I know?
I mean, they should be able to run the ball on them, so.
Yeah, and then it should be able to open up some things in the pass game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about Link.
I mean, I think he is heading in the right direction, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the defense is getting better.
how much leash do you give Link?
I would give him, at least another year.
You give him 2?
I would give him 2.
All right, what if this year turns into a complete dumpster fire and they finish like 7-5?
I think they win out after Penn State.
I gotta see who's on their schedule. All right, so Maryland, Rutgers, Washington. I don't know, bro.
I think they still Notre Dame one.
I think Notre Dame smacks them.
Like, Rutgers and Nebraska are going to USC. Like, Rutgers won't be able to score enough points, I don't think.
Yeah, Rutgers, they definitely win the Rutgers game. But the Maryland game, I could see them dropping.
No, they're not going to lose.
Dude, at Maryland after the Penn State, bro. I could see them lose. Washington's going to play them tough. Nebraska's going to play them tough. Notre Dame.
But Washington's their type of game. They win that game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who knows? Maybe they win this week and I'll be sad.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, we covered all that and more.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to cover all that. So, yeah, this was recapping a little bit of other stuff. You can listen on Spotify and YouTube at Balls, Sticks, and Fist. I kind of want to start spreading our wings a little bit. I kind of want to get into the sticks, the fist, and the other balls.
We got to start like a Twitter page and stuff first.
So, send your applications in with your
sport.
Yeah, with your sport and how much you know at ballssticksfist@gmail.com.
Write an essay.
Yeah, write an essay and we'll get back to you. I think that's ballsticks. Oh, it's ballssticksandfists@gmail.com.
When are we gonna start like social media? Or is it too late in the season? Probably now.
Dude, they probably should have done that.
Yeah, especially since you're having a hell of a season, and I'm still 7 games above.
Yeah, dude, just wait till I start finding the lays. This would have been a perfect.
I'm surprised you haven't started.
This would have been, dude. Imagine after the UNLV thing, I just freaking fired the remaining card as a lay. Oh, that would have been so. That would have been so nutty. But I didn't. Maybe this weekend break out of the lay since we have a big weekend. Maybe I'll cook up something for the people, and all 4 of the listeners can ride the lay. But we're doing an episode tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll have a little preview, and we'll have all that good stuff for this October 12th slate coming up. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
That's gonna wrap us up here at your favorite show without an intro. I mean, without an outro. Peace.